I've heard him called the financial industry's biggest rising star. Today on The Real Video Finfluencers, we have Mando Sallavanti, a financial planner with MassMutual. Mando, thanks so much for taking a few minutes with us.
Yeah, Laura, appreciate you having me.
So 27,000 followers on LinkedIn. I mean, in financial services, you are kind of the Taylor Swift or the Patrick Mahomes of financial advisors on LinkedIn. Tell me about how you built that kind of following.
First off, I got to say that might be the best nickname anyone's ever given me, the Patrick Mahomes of the financial world. Anyways, though, what I tell everybody is like, it's not about how do I go viral and get this mass following? How do I accumulate all of these people that just show up and they're on my profile? It starts one relationship at a time. This is the advice that people don't want to hear because that seems much more intimidating. Well, okay, 27,000 people, one relationship at a time. I don't even think how could I talk to 27,000 people? If I look back, Laura, when I first started 2 years ago, started making content, I told myself, I'm going to commit to doing this every single day, one time a day, and I'm going to go interact with people on the platform every single day for an hour, a couple hours a day. And I blocked it in my calendar. I stuck to it. The first year ends, I'm gaining more traction. The second year ends, I'm getting more traction. And eventually, this thing has been growing my business out that it just makes sense from a financial perspective as a business decision to spend more time on LinkedIn to continue to build more relationships. And next thing you know, you look up and it's 27,000 people.
So end goal in the beginning was not to build a giant fan club for Mando. It was to grow the business. And now that you're 2.5 years in, have you seen results?
My first year doing it, I got 7 clients from the platform. My second year doing it, I got 34 clients from the platform. And that's only going to continue to increase. So it's become an absolute beast. And that's just the clients. I mean, the leads are even more than that, probably 5 or 6x.
So no plans to slow your roll in the near future?
Not at all. If anything, I'm going to be doubling down because I just think LinkedIn, I still think it's underrated. I think the organic reach is so high. You can go viral on LinkedIn and get in front of the ideal people that you want to do business with. And think about the mindset people take to when they interact on a social platform. Like if I'm on Instagram or I'm on TikTok or I'm on YouTube or I'm on LinkedIn, I'm coming with a different mindset to all of these places. So when I'm on LinkedIn, I'm in business mode. And so are your potential clients.
Is your strategy on LinkedIn entirely video or do you have a content mix?
I have a mix, but one thing that I do is pay attention to what jumps off the page. And what I mean by that is like, so that video right there that had 400 and some likes, that video got almost 700,000 views. I got 4 leads just from that video. The one after it that has 221 likes in the column above, that one got almost 200,000 views. I got another 4 leads from that. So this was within a 3-day time span, if I remember correctly. So when that happened a couple of weeks ago, I said, all right, LinkedIn's clearly pushing video right now. And it's converting to clients coming to my inbox. I'm going to double down on this for a few weeks and just see where it takes me because I found that this is working.
Mando, one thing I noticed is some of the content you post with titles like your financial plan sucks or emotional decisions will wreck your finances get a lot of traction. Have you seen a trend in sort of those controversial or headlines that will draw people in?
Every piece of content that I put out has my ideal client in mind. And I mean, like, I am only writing to one person. I think a lot of times, at least I did when I started writing content, I got nervous that if I was so narrow, nobody would resonate with my content. But what I didn't realize was when I was going broad, nobody was resonating because everybody could resonate. So I started with, all right, here's my ideal client. They have fears, they have frustrations, they have wants and aspirations. I need to identify what those are. Then I need to be able to speak to those in my content. So when I say something like, your financial plan sucks, that's speaking to a fear or a frustration or a want or an aspiration in how I'm elaborating on that. But that first line, or a hook as people call it, that's the most important part of everything. Because if nobody goes past that, whatever you wrote does not matter.
Video really is this one-on-one experience. It's you speaking to one person on the other end of the internet connection. And huge mistake so many people make, trying to speak to everyone. I admire that you have stepped out and embraced the idea of niche marketing, because it just doesn't work when you try to speak to everyone. I asked Mando if he had to sum up in a sentence his secret to video marketing success, and he said authenticity and storytelling. How do you bring your authentic self to your videos? How do you come up with the stories you're going to share? Give us some tips on that.
The authentic part comes from practice, I think, because when I first started making videos, I think a lot of advisors share this fear with me. I was nervous about what other people were going to think of me, what other advisors would say about me if I didn't come off as smart as I should be, or didn't talk about the right thing in the right way. And over time, I just realized, whether it's video content or written content, whichever format, I just need to speak authentically from my perspective and my mindset on the storytelling side. I've worked with a public speaking coach in the past. She's helped me with how to tell stories, how to weave them into conversation. But the fact of the matter is, your clients that are reading or listening to your content, they do not believe that you are who you say you are without a personal account of what you're talking about. That's the differentiator between a blog that you could go read on CNBC and an advisor like me putting out content.
Last question for you. What's the time input here, Mando? How much time each week are you spending on the platform?
I think it comes down to what you want to prioritize with LinkedIn. Now, in the beginning, Laura, I was coming from my prospecting blocks would be 4 hours per day. I had early stage practice at the time. Even now, I'm just going to be coming up on 5 years in the industry, so I'm still in rapid growth mode. But you go back 2.5 years ago, I had nothing but time on my hands. What I would personally recommend, if you could do 5 days a week posting, so all weekdays, let's say it takes you an hour 15 to make all that content. Then on those weekdays, if you could block an hour to 2 hours into your calendar to go comment on other people's posts, that would be the ideal regimen for an advisor in my eyes.
You have to put in the work, and Mando's here because he has put in the work. He's got 27,000 followers on LinkedIn. He has a business case to prove that the hours he puts in each week are worth it. Remember, if Mando can do it, you can do it too. If you need help building your authority and growing your practice with video, Idea Decanter is there for you. Thanks so much.